Hey, Cancer. Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts that are unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Cancer, we have officially entered eclipse season. This is a time when the universe hits the reset button. Eclipses bring fated changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves so that you can align more fully with your soul's true path. So let's see what is opening up for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Beautiful. This is your soul tribe. You're celebrating here. You're about to celebrate. There is a community of friends. This is your family. This could be your people. And I see that there's a happy announcement regarding a win. This could even be regarding the news of a new job or a raise. It could be passing a test, or it could even be a wedding reception, a reunion. It feels like you are celebrating here with others, or others are celebrating in on your success. So that's what's showing up at the bottom of the deck. But let's dive in here and take a look at the messages coming through from your spiritual helpers. You have one of my favorites here, Lord Ganesh. Now, Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, bringing in infinite abundance. This is about spiritual support and connections. Those are increasing. That's the Three of Cups. You may be working more with your spiritual team, your guides, your loved ones in spirit, your ancestors, maybe even calling in the ascended masters or the angelic realm. And I feel like your crown chakra is wide open this month. You may be receiving intuitive downloads. Your spiritual gifts are increasing, and there's a heightened sense of awareness that Ganesh is bringing through because you are overcoming something that's felt a bit challenging. I feel like you have had a bit of anxiety and maybe even lost some sleep over a situation that you have gone through in the past here, or maybe you're still overcoming these obstacles. But Ganesh is reminding you that this month is opening up the portal to infinite abundance. So big changes are on the horizon. Now you have Hope coming through, and she brings in with her love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. This is about you speaking love through your voice. This is how you communicate with others. And most importantly, how you communicate with yourself, because that relationship you have with yourself is going to determine the types of relationship that you have with others. And you are being guided to be kind to yourself. Use gentle words of love and compassion. Try not to be so hard on you. Talk to you as if you would a best friend or a small child, because you may be needing a bit of extra love at this time. And I feel like it's self-love through internal validation, not external. You may be accepting that there is a situation in the past that may have broke your heart, or perhaps it was a bit heavy, but you have the ability to overcome these obstacles and come out on the other side stronger. You have here holy amethyst. Now, some of you could even work with the crystal amethyst. As I've mentioned, that crown chakra is wide open. This can help you activate your own spiritual gifts. It can bring in that inner sense of clarity, especially if you've been feeling a bit distracted or a bit foggy or even disconnected from your own intuitive awareness. This is about moving beyond current challenges and focusing on what you desire. And she brings in with her divine alchemy, and also reminding you that you are the alchemist. You are the magician. You have the skills, you have the talents, you have the tools to be the best version of yourself and to invite in more joy and more pleasure into your life. And even though there may have been setbacks and challenges, that doesn't have to take you down. That doesn't have to define the entirety of your world. So very powerful messages coming through. So let's take a look at what your higher self wants you to know at this time. 9 of Swords. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Call in Archangel Michael for protection. Call in Archangel Raphael for healing. And some of you may even be working with Zadkiel or even Uriel. I feel like you have been praying for strength. You've been praying for a miracle. And I'm seeing the beautiful owl that is flying in. Now, owls represent wisdom. Now, some of you could see a owl in the coming weeks. I know they're very rare to see in the great outdoors, but it's not impossible. Some of you could see an owl at the zoo. Perhaps you see an owl on TV, or it could even be on a social media platform. Or maybe this is the owl that you are seeing right on your screen right now. But I feel like that is your reminder that you're not alone, that you can release your worries. As Wayne Dyer used to say, let go and let God. Now, we are also in a 9-month. September holds the vibration of the number 9, which is about completions. It is about accomplishments and even service to others, service to yourself. And I see here that there has been a bit of restlessness, maybe even lost sleep. Some of you have been struggling, and maybe you've been waking up in the middle of the night with dreams that have haunted you. Some of you, night sweats. There could even be some hormonal changes and shifts that are taking place. I'm also getting here, not for everyone, take it as it resonates, but some of you may need a new mattress, perhaps new pillows, and there could even be a clearing of energy, especially if you've gone through a breakup or if you've gone through a situation where your bedroom could need a good cleansing. Now, bedrooms represent our personal life, our personal space. And I am being shown here like a detox here of personal space. And it could even be within the mind. Perhaps you've been keeping things to yourself, maybe holding things in secret because you haven't wanted to burden anyone, Cancer. Or perhaps you've been wanting to talk to someone. I feel like this is the time to reach out and to connect, even if it's with these spiritual helpers that we mentioned above. So what is the block? What is the blind spot? Ooh, the 7 of Swords. This can be a big block. This can be the ego or external noise. 7 of Swords often represents deception. It can be denial, secrecy, not fully owning up to one's obligations, or telling only half the truth, or telling a lie. Now, you may have been hurt by someone's dishonesty. Perhaps you have hurt yourself by turning a blind eye, because we all turn a blind eye on the things that we feel uncomfortable, that we may not feel ready to face, or the things that may be too difficult. It is a very human experience to sit in the 7 of Swords from time to time. And I see here that eclipse season is bringing this out to help you bring in the fated changes that are necessary in order for you to celebrate your true soul self, your true higher path. There is a better course of action available. Working alone may not be the answer. This can be the energy of self-preservation, even hyper-independence. Maybe you have had to do everything on your own. Perhaps your nervous system has been in a constant state of fight or flight. I feel like you are releasing here the energies that bring in extra anxiety and fear and lost sleep. Seven of Swords is saying you are working on opening yourself up to the light, connecting with perhaps professionals or people where you can speak your truth and you can truly feel seen, you can truly feel heard. Review the details. Some of you have been reviewing what had went wrong, or perhaps there has been a contract or an agreement. I feel like you are being guided to review documentation very carefully, especially if you're dealing with legal matters, or, if you are having a conversation with perhaps a potential job opportunity. It feels like you could see some missing factors, or there may be a little bit of a blind spot, and you want to make sure that you're asking the right questions in the interview. You want to make sure that you're asking the right questions when it comes to perhaps a family dynamic or a partnership. Don't shy back from asking what needs to be asked, because the Seven of Swords is saying the truth here is going to come out. And you are being guided to trust your intuitive knowing. And I feel with your spiritual helpers, anything that is deceptive is going to be revealed to you. So you don't have to worry necessarily about someone sneaking or lying, because I feel like it's going to come out and you're going to actually be protected. There is redirection here. There's protection, and it may be closing a door on an opportunity that you thought was going to come to fruition, but I actually feel like you're being redirected, because there may be certain things that you are keeping you not in a state of opposition, but, being revealed so you can move on towards something that feels honest, or a relationship dynamic that feels honest. I'm also getting the message here about taking care of your health. Sometimes there are sneaky health issues that come up out of the blue, and sometimes there's that aching pain, and we say, well, we're just going to deal with it, right? We're just going to deal with that pain in our body, even though it's trying to get our attention. We kind of shove it away sometimes, and we say, well, I'll deal with it next month, or I'll ask next time I go see the doctor. Spirit is saying here, don't wait to get something checked out. And for those of you that may be getting some sort of evaluation done, maybe this is a home inspection, I feel like it is important not to skip the work or the inspection or the appointments. Don't skip is what I'm getting here, okay? Because September could bring about some hidden truths if you were to skip over something. Now, what is the mirror? How is this being reflected in your life? Six of Swords. You're moving on. All right. Yeah. It feels like the truth comes out and you're like, all right, I'm making a choice here. So maybe it's that home inspection that comes through and there's a lot more work than you think. You may be thinking, okay, nope, I don't want to tack that amount on to the cost of the home. Or perhaps this is a relationship where someone has been deceptive and you may be saying, all right, I'm done with the anxiety, with the nightmares, with waiting up for this person. I am moving on. So I feel like the Six of Swords here is saying it's the light at the end of the tunnel. You get to breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. There could even be relocation happening here, perhaps travel. But the Six of Swords is about, cutting ties, moving on from a situation that was very difficult, less than ideal for sure. And I also see here that you may finally receive the help that you need regarding a health issue, or you could be talking to someone, like it says here, going alone isn't the best way. Reach out to resources and people that can guide you and help you. You don't have to go through any struggles by yourself. And it looks like there is a storm in the background that you are leaving behind and you're moving into calmer waters. So I do like to see this showing up in your life, even though it can be challenging, because sometimes we stay in our comfort zone. And believe it or not, that storm can be a comfort zone, especially if you have grown up in unhealthy dynamics and that is your new norm, or that is your old norm, I should say. Perhaps you've gone through doing the same thing over and over in your relationships or in your career. That can become your norm, and you just kind of go with the destruction. You are sitting in it and you're like, well, this is my life now, or this is the pain that I have to endure in my body, so I'm just going to deal with it. And I see that you're saying this month, no more. I don't have to just deal with something. That's not me. And I feel like you are consciously waking up to that truth. That's why you have Ganesh, remover of obstacles. You have Holy Amethyst saying, move beyond these challenges because you have hope ahead. This is hopefulness, not hopelessness, right? But hopefulness. You have the ability here to open yourself up to more confidence, to empowering yourself. You see the bright yellow energy that hope is bringing in. This is our solar plexus chakra. Now, what is the shift? You have the world. Wow, you are wrapping up cycles. These are big cycles. A very happy ending, or you're happy that something is closing out for you. This is something coming full circle and a lot of spiritual growth and insight. So what needs to be released or even embraced is the end of this journey. The end of It's been a long journey, and some of you, it's been even delayed in a sense, like delayed gratification. But Spirit is reminding you that there's a new beginning here, that the world is your oyster. And I feel like this is the celebration. Some of you could be retiring. Perhaps you are getting married. You could be moving or entering into a new career path. I mean, you're putting yourself out there in the world in a big way. And even though there may be a level of anxiety around it, you're pushing through those fears and you're showing up shaking. I'm getting someone here like accepting a reward. And if that's not literally, maybe you're not walking across the stage accepting a reward, it feels like symbolically you are, you're on the final stretch here and you are excited to start this new chapter of your life. You've gone through perhaps a tower moment in the past, and it feels like you have been working on creating a sense of stability, Cancer, ever since. And the world tells me that you did it. Right? You did it. Now you get to celebrate here this new beginning. So this shift is actually coming in to close out chapters for you and invite more growth, more expansion into your financial sector, into your career, or even into your family life, your health, and connecting to people who show up in a supportive way. Whatever has drained your energy, it feels like that's leaving your life. Because the gift is the Seven of Wands. The gift is that you're standing up for what you believe in. This is about you non-conforming and living life on your terms, Cancer. This is, yes, you live in life on your terms. You don't have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to constantly feel like you are in fight or flight. This is you having confidence and claiming your personal power. Beautiful. There's that solar plexus energy that I was just picking up on. So when the Seven of Wands shows up, you're protecting what you have built, what you have created. You're also standing in your integrity. And if any challenges are showing up, I feel like you're giving them a wink and you're saying, bring it on, because I now have the upper hand. And I feel like you may have even gone through a period in the past where you may have felt closed off, or you may have felt like there was a block here, a block in communication or a block in your abundant path. But I see here that you're removing, or Ganesha is helping you remove those obstacles so you can finally wrap up this cycle and you can close this out, because you have a whole wide world out there waiting for you, and you're showing up in all of your light. I feel like there is acceptance here. Love is yours, recognizing your divine worth. Beautiful gift here. Seven is also a highly spiritual energy. It brings in that inner awareness, that wisdom, that owl energy. Now, what is the outcome? The integration, the grounded action, or even mindset to carry forward as you embrace this new beginning, as you embrace freedom, because this can be financial freedom here. The world can be financial freedom, it can be physical freedom from a situation, or even emotional freedom where you felt bonded, where you felt stuck or trapped or restricted. I feel like you get to free yourself, and that is a reason enough to celebrate. So your outcome is the Star. The Star says a dream come true. Believe in yourself. The end of a difficult situation. Wow. That Nine of Swords, the Seven of Swords, whatever that was, sneaky energy, or, maybe again, some form of denial or pattern that is replayed out for you, a pattern that had put you immediately on the defense. I feel like you are able to let your guard down. You're able to finally trust in the process of what's happening for you. This is wonderful. The Star is reminding you that there's a brighter future ahead. This is about you tapping into your dreams and your aspirations. This is ultimately a wish. And the Star is shining bright here. You see in the background that there is a bright, bright star. Some of you may even see a shooting star in the coming weeks. You may see a shooting star, or perhaps you are connecting to the star seeds. Perhaps you are a star seed. You may be learning about more about yourself or more about the metaphysical realm. Perhaps you are taking classes or workshops on intuition or channeling, perhaps mediumship. You may be taking a class on auras or numerology or colors. It feels like you are learning here, and the Star is guiding you. This is beautiful energy here, Cancer. So that is what I have for your September 2025 bonus reading. Celebrations are in order, are in order. And you have this community of like-minded individuals around you that want to celebrate in on your success. But I also see you making room for new people to show up in your life. This could be new friends. This could be family, friends that are chosen and they're like family. It could even be new love connections. And I see that you are opening and expanding that beautiful heart of yours, and you're able to trust in humanity. You're able to trust in others again, and you're able to trust, more importantly, in yourself. And that is what I have, Cancer. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.